Let's open them up. Scalpel. Are you looking at me, Dino?
We're losing adrenaline now.
You'll never amount to anything, pirate.
Everybody clear! You scum!
We've lost him.
You know, feeding the 5,000, parting the Red Sea and turning water into wine are all very cool. But for real competitive action, you can't beat a round of golf, the game which allows business blokes everywhere to pretend they're getting exercise. We'll be abusing this monstrously fine contraption later on, and in the second half of the show, things get less than light as we feature one of the biggest games of the year, Mortal Kombat 3 on the PlayStation. But for now, let's gird our loins for today's news. Since our Tekken 2 event last week, arcades across the country have been heaving with copycats attempting to emulate the feats of our game crackers, but our guys are still the top.
From playing Tekken a few times, I've actually discovered that you can actually get hidden character. You've got to press start 3 times and you've got to shift the joystick to the right and actually Bruce just appears.
And the wimpily named Bruce is so secret that even the Japanese don't know about him. So top work, British cracking blokes. The Sony PlayStation, released last Friday, has quite literally been bought by a lot of people. And the pandemonium's set to reach fever pitch tomorrow when the new cookie-stroke-retro ad campaign invades our screens. Here's an exclusive peek type situation.
Someone somewhere is trying to sell you PlayStation games on TV. Be a real sap and switch off now.
Rejoice, punters! You can now throw your arms erotically around Gamesmaster 24 hours a day with our new worldwide website, which goes online, just about now. You can get pictures and video clips from each week's show, including extra info like how to pull off those Tekken 2 moves from last week. There's also major top game previews on all platforms type situations, up-to-date news on movies and technology, and a forum for your own views. As well as our website, you can dabble with our bulletin board on TVNet, where you can meet and chat with other people who don't get out much and download demos of top PC games. To log on to TVNet, set your modem to 8 bits, no parity, 1 stop bit, and dial 0181 558 8937. This week's PC demo is the strategic shoot-'em-up Worms. With a 14.4 modem, it should take about 15 minutes to download. Now you know. Time now to whack our balls in the general direction of fun as we tee off today's event, which we're calling Schwing.
Always on the lookout for new tests for my contestants, I was particularly pleased when I stumbled across this little beauty in a local fish and chip shop. Smart Golf. Players use real clubs to hit a real ball against a massive touch-sensitive screen. Where the ball makes contact, a virtual ball takes over and flies according to how hard and in what direction the real ball was hit. It's just like real golf, except you don't need to wear silly clothes. Of the dozen courses on offer, I've chosen 2 holes from the testing British course, the Belfry. And my contestant must par them both.
Now, we've decided it's a bit easy to have sports blokes on actually playing their own sport. So for this golfing event, please welcome the greatest snooker player in the history of the Green Bays, the man who's won the world title a record 134 times, Stephen Hendry. Okay, now, Stephen, basically, you're too good at snooker, right? No one in the world can beat you, but you do play golf as well, don't you?
I play golf in the summer, yeah, when there's no snooker.
What's your handicap?
12.
12 handicap. Have you ever thought of taking that up professionally?
Oh, no way. No, I'm not good enough.
Not any other sports you're going to try your hand to?
No, that's... the snooker takes up all my time at the moment, and golf, as I say, I play in the summer when there's no snooker. When you are playing at the Crucible, I've often wondered, right, you're there, it's all very quiet and everything when you go to take your shots. What happens if you need to break wind? I just do it.
You like kind of quite a loose, quiet one then. You kind of let go there. How much money do you have as well? I've often wondered.
Millions.
You have pots of stuff,
absolutely.
don't you? That's great, because most people come on and you ask them and they're all saying, oh, well, I don't get paid that much money, but you do.
I'm loaded.
Tons. That's fantastic. And the final thing is, right, obviously, you exploded on the snooker scene. No one has been able to touch you for years. The question everyone wants to know is, when you're wearing the waistcoat and the nice tight black trousers, are you wearing a boxer or a pant underneath that?
I never knew you noticed.
What is
the trousers were nice and tight.
I've seen a couple of lines there, Stephen, and I've often been intrigued. What do you wear underneath?
I wear boxers myself.
You wear a boxer yourself.
Yeah.
Is that a general thing within the snooker world?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
You don't really
we don't get changed in front of each other.
No, you don't.
It's not that.
It's not that. It's not a big locker room atmosphere then. No, it's all individual.
Yeah.
Right, Stephen, then, if you'd like to follow me over to this unfeasibly large contraption we have, we'll get ready to start the challenge. And let's go through these flowers first of all, because they're not nearly blokey enough. Rick Hennis of PC Review is joining me at the 19th hole. Rick, any tips for Stephen?
Yeah, there's no wind. We're playing without wind on the holes,
Except
so
from us,
obviously a lot of hot air anyway. And he's just got to keep it very straight and firm and true. And also his putting. He said that his putting's not too great, so try and get to the green in 2.
Okay then, Stephen has to take part in 2 holes, the 10th and the 18th. They're both par 4s, so he has to get par or under to win the challenge. And obviously, as you can see, we are using the Game Boy version of the game. So, Stephen, if you'd like to select your club and tee off. Fine drive there. Stephen, go for the 5-iron here, Rick, 'cause it's quite a short hole. You can see now. How does that look, Rick?
Oh, Sevi actually drove this entire hole. He did it during the Ryder Cup.
He did, and that is a 191-yard drive there. It's the ball is still in play. That's a fine.
That is almost perfect.
Fine
actually.
first shot there from Stephen Hendry. Okay, Stephen, if you'd like to, what club would you like for your second shot?
The wedge, please.
He's going for a wedge, Rick.
He's done exactly what professionals would do. He's stopped short of the water.
And he's just taking that one. Let's see, where's that going to go? A little bit of a hook there,
Oh,
but it's
very nice
carried
shot.
over, beautifully placed on the green there. A fine second shot from Stephen Hendry. Okay, so I imagine Stephen will go on to the putter now.
That was a very, very good recovery shot there. But here we are. This is where we're going to test his putting skills.
Well, he
He's
has
got
got
two to do it in.
onto the green in 2, Rick, like
Yeah.
you recommended.
He's got 2 to try it in.
Okay, now the putting is actually moved on to the front part of the contraption, and that's because it's smoother and it's more representative of what the green is like. So he's 5 inches above the pin, 35 feet away, takes the putt. It's there. Oh, this looks good. You can see where it was the hole. Oh, just stops 2 inches short of the hole. What's going to happen now is the computer will assume that Stephen will make the hole and the next shot is going to give it to him. So at the end of the first hole, Stephen Hendry is still on par. Okay, so now we go into the second hole. It's the 18th at the Belfry, Rick, the toughest hole of the course. Why is it so difficult?
There's a water trap just beyond the trees to the right. There's this huge water trap, and he's got to clear the water to actually get it in 4, really.
Okay.
And that is very difficult to do.
Okay, thank you, Rick. What are you going for in this one, Stephen, first up?
Driver, 1 wood.
Going for the driver. It's a much longer hole here. Best of luck then. Tee off the second hole. Fine stance. That's looking quite good. We can see it coming through on the screen. Where's it going to land?
He's got to keep to the right of the water, but he
Might have just
has gone
overcooked
just
that.
into
Yep.
the trees.
In the trees. This is going to need another fantastic recovery shot from Stephen for the second stroke.
And he's landed in the rough as well. So
He's in the rough, so
again,
we'll bring in
another
those
little
mats at the
pad.
side. Now, Stephen going for a wood from the rough here. It's quite a daring move, Rick.
It is very daring.
I would have liked to use a more lofted iron myself.
Unfortunately, he's not got a tree in his view, so...
Second shot then. Takes it, giving that an almighty whack. We can see it coming over. Is it going to make the fairway? I think it's moving a bit.
Oh,
Clears the water though.
just.
Clears the water, and I think it's just on the edge of the green there, 59 yards from the pin. And a fine stance there from Stephen, actually. His trousers were hanging very
nice.
well.
Yeah. It's obviously those boxers. Yeah. But
So-
he's going to have to chip onto the green now. This means that his next shot will be a putt, and he's only got one to go for.
So he is in a sort of light rough there, yes, at the edge of the green. So he's a very accurate little dink shot here. Beautiful fluid movement there. And we can see it. Oh, but it's stopped dead there. It's still quite far from the hole. So Stephen must sink this putt to win the challenge. It's a very tough one, Rick.
It's a very difficult putt indeed. He's going to hit it uphill, so he's going to have to put some legs on it. And also it bears to the right. It goes from left, rolls from left to right, so he's going to have to slightly go to the left of the hole.
OK, then, Stephen, let's go for it. Giving that a nice whack. He's hitting it on the left. Is it going to roll round? He's got the legs. Oh, it's rolling on the cup of the hill, but it's stopped there. 8 tantalising feet from the hole, so Stephen Hendry's challenge has ended unsuccessfully. Well, bad luck, Stephen. That's probably the only thing you haven't won in your entire life. Good start with that first hole. No problems at all there for you?
No, I played the first hole perfectly.
And then what happened with the second one?
I just collapsed. The pressure got to me.
It was an enormously long putt.
I know, and yeah, gave it a full shoulder turn and much too far.
Yeah, that's it. Well, thanks very much for coming on, Stephen.
Pleasure.
Unfortunately, you don't get the joystick, but best of luck with the rest of the season. And how are you going to spend all that money? Is it possible for you to manage to spend the amount of money you have?
I'll try my best.
All right, thanks so much, Stephen. Round of applause for our special guest and the richest bloke we've ever had on the show, Stephen Hendry.
Cheers.
Thanks, Steve. OK, you're probably sitting at home now thinking, what a fantastic show. If they show a feature now, I'll completely fill my pants. Well, prepare to change that underwear because we have a top one.
Did you get it? Well, did you? Did you? Well, of course. Now, what would a slumber party be without a totally illegal advanced copy of the yearbook? Yeah!
Girls in video games are a bit like fat blokes and tight pants. The two just don't seem to go together. American Laser Games may change this though, with a new full-motion video CD-ROM for ladies, Mackenzie & Co. The player navigates around these video clips trying to get a date for the prom. That's a school's out, go mental party to you and me.
You gotta pick a really great guy, get to know him, fall in love, get married, and live happily ever after. Okay, how about just get to know a really great guy by making the first move and letting love pave the way?
Great idea. So, who's the lucky man?
Okay, you've got thick bloke.
Have you figured this out yet?
Smooth bloke.
Hey, I better get going.
And geeky blokes.
It's me, Gavin! Gavin Pepkis! And Farm Club!
The footage for the game was shot not in Hollywood, but in some bloke's old shed. And hundreds of alternate scenes were shot, allowing the player to determine how the story turns out. No expense was spared to capture that top teenage atmosphere. Car parks were filled with sand to make glamorous scenes like this.
Is this party awesome or what?
You're next.
Whoa!
All manner of obstacles crop up to foil your pursuit of your ideal date. And as usual with teenage girls, the telephone figures largely.
Why don't you give me a call when you get off work?
Can you help us out Friday?
Oh, I knew I could count on you, Carly. Thanks for calling to confirm.
My parents won't let me go to the prom unless I find a date for Lars.
I'll go with Lars. You've also got to deal with dull mum and dad.
Maybe being grounded will give you time to think about our agreements.
Even after you've pulled that all-important bloke, though, there's still plenty of work to do.
This girl is in love!
Definitely calls for a new outfit.
Yes, Mackenzie & Co. even gives you your very own fashion show from which to choose your outfit. And with clothes like this, that could take you a very long time indeed. OK, you've got your bloke, you've chosen your threads, let's just hope he likes it.
Hi.
He's forgot his trousers.
You look like a movie star.
Wow, you did all this for me.
You look incredible.
You're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen.
He's right, honey. You look fabulous.
Come on. Stars await.
Wimp.
Good night, Mrs. Adams.
Night.
Come on.
Have a good time.
Play it right and it's top tongue sandwich action ahoy. And compared to every other game on the planet, Mackenzie & Co's quite good as it happens. And on Gamesmaster, we quite literally cannot wait to play the finished version. Coming up in part 2, top unusual challenge action in Mortal Kombat 3 on the PlayStation. So while I take a quick toilet break, make room in your hearts for these fantastic advertisements.